The year is 1918, where people in the past dream about our current time. Many believe there will be flying cars in the future, but not the advancement of nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is a study and application of extremely small things which are called nanoparticles. There are 3 things you need to know about nanotech. 1. Nanoparticles are extremely small, with size measuring up to 100s of nanometers or less, which is about 1 to 100 nms. 2. Due to this, nanoparticles have unique properties due to the large surface area to volume ratio, causing reactions and quantum confinement effect, causing different optical and electrical responses. 3. With effective control of the structure and composition on the nm scale, one can control their properties. One myth about nanotech is that it is a newly discovered technology. This is not true, as nanotech has existed in the past, but it is not called that. The first concept of the term nanotech was first brought up in 1959 and the actual term was used in 1974 by Japanese scientist Norio Taniguchi. Only in the early 1990s-2000s was nanotech brought up by mainstream media. This means that the first time crowds of people first heard the term was more than 20 years ago. Due to this, there are various myths about nanotech brought upon by the unreliable mainstream media. A myth many people believe in is that nanotech do not produce any waste at all. This is not true. When nanoproducts reach their end of life, they will create nano waste. Because they are so small, they might not even be considered waste in our eyes, but it is still waste regardless. Another myth is that nanotech is only the study of one area. This is not true, as nanotech can branch out to many areas of study. Examples include ceramic engineering and molecular engineering. As mentioned in the last myth, nanotech is extremely useful as the uses of nanotech are wide, ranging from medicine, military and even in your food. The only thing nanotech seem to be limited is the creativity of researchers, meaning the possible uses of nanotech is potentially endless. Since the uses of nanotech is potentially endless, it is an extremely important tool to use in order to do amazing things. Here are examples of nano products being used in the world. Odorless clothing. This live in nanoparticles in the fabric, kills bacteria that make contact with the shirt, hence making the clothing odor resistant. And tennis ball, which reduces risk of air leaks with carbon nanotubes. While these are some of the current nano products in the world, there are many nanoproducts currently being built and tested, such as solving current deadly illnesses such as curing cancer, and nanotech that clears clogged arteries. While nanotech is something amazing, everything has a bad side, including nanotech, since not all nanoparticles are tested, as they changes in properties when being shrunk down. Nanotech is not yet fully understood. Some of the nanoparticles can be potentially dangerous to humans. This means nanotech works as a double-edged sword, helpful but potentially deadly at the same time. As I only mention how deadly nanotech can be, here are some examples of how nanotech can be dangerous. Nanopollution. Nanoparticles are so small that it can be at anywhere, which is dangerous, because if nanoparticles gets into the water supply, the normal filter methods used are not likely to remove them, or if we breathe in nanoparticles into our airstream, we will be virtually unable to remove them. Another example is nanotech weapons. Due to how small nano is, nanoparticles can be used to develop nanorobots to assassination important people with no one finding out what happened, or letting out toxic nanoparticle in public places without anyone detecting there is something wrong in the air. Which such trays, nanotechnology has the potential to destroy the balance of the world. In order to prevent this, regulatory bodies are drawing up guidelines for researchers and manufacturers to follow, and scientists known as nanotoxicology scientists that are specialized in this area study nanotech not to develop wonderful tools, but instead study them to discover dangerous nanomaterials and set up the guidelines for researcher on which nanoparticles are not to be used. All of this studies will allow scientists to find out which nanoparticles are dangerous so that we do not ruin ourselves and the environment in the process. In conclusion, nano has endless possibility. It could even make us immortal. However, everything has a bad side, and nanotech is no exception. Nanotech can potentially ruin or benefit humanity. Only time will tell if nanotech will benefit or harm us in the long process.